Hey you guys, I am really excited for this video. As you can see, the pyramid there, I took video pulling up to it, and this is kind of all the video leading up to the pyramids. So in this video I will be doing some ASMR, tapping and scratching on the pyramids, doing some air tracing, and this is the talking version, and I will just be sharing a bit with you about the pyramids and about what it's like here. So I really hope that you guys enjoy. These are the Great Pyramids of Giza, and that is the Sphinx right there that you can see. I kept the background noise in because I sort of wanted you to experience it. I just kept it a bit lower so as to not distract too much. So if you did not know, there are actually 3 pyramids if you ever visit the Pyramids of Giza. The small one in the back there behind the camels, this middle one, and then the large one. I wanted to show you what it looks like kind of from the very bottom looking up. I think the thing that surprised me the most was that you can really see all of the stones, just like blocks on top of each other that you can literally go and just like sit on. So this is, I'm here literally scratching on the Pyramids of Giza. Look at that. So over time, there used to be a limestone casing kind of over all the pyramids, and it was really, really polished and shiny to reflect the sun rays. P.S. It was very windy up there, so hence the wind that you can hear. But over time, that limestone has left. It's not there anymore. Earthquakes, breakage, and apparently using that limestone for other buildings over time as well. So I don't know for sure if the limestone's still covered in the sense that it looked like still stone blocks on top of each other, or if it was like in my head I picture it, you know, like a just flat surface of limestone, but I don't know. So yeah, I did not expect it to look like this. This is my second time at the pyramids actually. I got to visit the pyramids 2 years ago as well, and I remember my first thoughts being, just didn't know quite what to expect, but I did know that what I expected was not what it really looked like. So if you ever visit, you get a ticket to enter this entire like large area, and if you are a foreigner, you will pay 200 Egyptian pounds, which is approximately $12 US. If you're Egyptian, you pay £10, which is very, very small amount. I was able to get in though with the Egyptian price because I spoke to them in Arabic and I brought my passport, and my last name is still Egyptian, so they let me in with the Egyptian price, which is really nice. And then once you enter, you can choose if you want to walk all the way up, or you can choose to take a carriage like I did. It was a horse-drawn carriage and it will bring you up. It's quite reasonable. But again, I paid the price for locals, and I think I paid £150, so like 10-ish dollars, US dollars. If you're a foreigner, then you're going to pay a bit more than that, but for me it was worth it, time-wise. Also, when you come to the top, there are lots of like camels that you can sit on and take pictures with or ride. I will show you one in a little bit. And there are, tours that you can take if you want to as well. You can pay for that if you want to hear all the details and facts about the pyramids. The person that brought me up was really cool. He didn't even ask me any questions about what in the world I was doing. He said like, okay, I'm going to bring you to this pyramid and that pyramid, and I'm just going to let you get out and do what you want. I can walk you around, I can tell you about it, I can talk to you about it. I don't know, it wasn't like a tour that I paid for, but I think he was just going to show me about. And I was like, you know what, thank you so much, but I'm actually just going to go and video some stuff, and then like he was watching me like scratch and tap on them, and I just did my thing, and he didn't even ask any questions. He was just like, that's cool. So I kind of like just walked around each of the pyramids and did this. I was joking on Patreon. I shared on Patreon, I think it was a picture prior to posting this, to like, I like to share on Patreon like a little bit before things happen if I can, or things like that. So I let them know I was going to be posting this video with the picture, and I said like, I never thought I could feel more suspicious than I did, filming in targets, tapping and scratching. But that was like, this was like a whole nother level of suspicious. This makes target look like, really, really simple. But it wasn't too bad. No one gave me any problems. Except for like people coming up to like want me to pay for things and calling for you to, pay them for a camel ride, etc. So I'm staying in a place that's about an hour drive from the pyramids. And maybe even shorter, maybe it was like 45 minutes. It felt very fast. So I went to 2 of the 3 pyramids, but you can go to all 3 if you want. The largest pyramid is thought to be made of over 2 million stone blocks, and the thought is that each of those stone blocks weigh between 2 and 50 tons each. And it's this kind of amazing thing in the world where no one can figure out how the Egyptian people transported the stones, how they built it. It's very mysterious, and like people really, they don't know how they transport it. There's theories and such, but those are very large stones, and for the time when they were built, it's quite remarkable. Although it makes you kind of realise we just don't know very much about, like, I have some people in my life who have theories about technology actually possibly being maybe not technology, might not be the right word, but like maybe construction abilities or things like this actually being more advanced than potentially they are even now. That they were very advanced, then dropped and then came back. There's so many theories out there. There's a camel, this little guy. The guy told me that his name is Charlie Brown, but don't be fooled. They all tell you that their camel's name is Charlie Brown. At least in my experience. It's cute the first time, so I get why they say it. But then once you find out they all call their camels Charlie Brown just for your sake, to make you smile, then you realise, like, I want to know the camel's real name. I pet him a little bit. You hear him. Look at how colourful his outfit is. Have you guys ever seen a camel get up and down? It's literally like they have to bend like 4 different ways before their legs like get up. It's really weird. Like their legs bending, I think it's like 2 different places. It's as if he has like 2 knees. Like if we had 2 knees, you could bend in lots of different ways. That's the carriage that I came in with the horse that I came with. Got some Arabic writing here that I thought I would just trace a bit. I can't read that, I didn't pay too much attention, but let's see, here's another view. So this is the second pyramid that I visited. And I actually feel like it looked a bit different. This is just kind of, you can see the road, people are coming up and down the road on horses and such. The wind was just slightly better at this pyramid, but still very windy. I felt that the stone blocks were more intact on this pyramid, and it's interesting because this one is surrounded by a rope that keeps people off of it. So I don't know if it's more preserved and they want to keep it more preserved. I don't really know the reason, but this is going to sound really funny, but one of the other things I remember thinking when I first saw the pyramids was I thought they would be taller, actually. They're huge, but for some reason when you're standing up against it, it actually feels smaller than I would have thought it would feel. It's not to say it's huge, it's very, very tall. But I think in my head it was going to be like double that. So in the largest pyramid, I believe, there's something inside called a granite coffer, and it's one huge piece of granite. And apparently, like, you don't think much when you see it, but then when you realise the passageway to go into the pyramids is not big enough for that, you start to think, I guess historians like realised that the likelihood it's more likely that they actually put the granite coffer in there and then built the pyramids around it instead of building the pyramids and then bringing that granite coffer in. You can also pay to go inside of the pyramids. You do have to walk in a very crouched position in a very tight corridor. I chose not to because I'm claustrophobic. I was like, yeah, no thank you. But if you're not claustrophobic and you would have fun doing that, go for it. Some of the people I was with the first time did it, and I happily stayed outside and clapped for them. Excellent, good job. How was it? I'm not doing that. But you can, and it's very cool on the inside. I believe they said it's 20 degrees Celsius at all times, pretty much. Even no matter how hot it gets outside, it will stay that on the very, very inside. I also thought it was very interesting, but these are the 3 most famous pyramids in Egypt. But did you know that there's actually other pyramids that have been found in ancient Egypt? I think it's over 130 or something. Don't quote me on that. Quite a few that are here and there apparently, or were here and there. But these are the most famous. And I don't know if those other pyramids still exist or if they are no longer. I'm not sure. I just know that lots of others were discovered, lots and lots. So, this is that rope that is all around the pyramids. This particular one, I mean. The other one, as you can see, I can walk right up to it and tap right on it. Whereas here, I'm actually tapping and scratching on some of the stones just outside of the rope. So I'm coming back down now, kind of showing you what they look like from a distance. And there you can see that right in front of this pyramid. So there's a 1, 2, and 3. And then you've got the Sphinx that sits here. I'm going to walk up to the Sphinx now. So I've come down the hill there with the horse. And I'm going to now walk from here up to the Sphinx and kind of show you what is going on over here. They've got these really cool corridors you walk through to go to the Sphinx. It was really cute because when I was telling my friend's twins, my close friend who I was staying with for a long time, if you've been with the channel for a little while, you've heard me speak of her twin boys. And when I was telling them I'm going to go to Egypt, they actually said to the Sphinx, and I said, what in the world, how would you know that? And it's because they have this little, I think it's an Elmo book or something, Grover Elmo, I don't know, Grover Goes to Egypt, something. And he visits the Sphinx. And so when I said I'm going to Egypt, I actually knew that the Sphinx was in Egypt. So you go through these really, really tall, beautiful corridors. Just stones again. Look at that. And I think, I might get this wrong, so forgive me. I think the guy that I was talking, there was a gentleman that he was trying to give me a tour, and I kept telling him in Arabic I don't want a tour. I think he said that was granite, and the ground actually might be alabaster. I'm not showing you the ground yet, but I believe he came and said this is granite. I finally convinced him that I really didn't want a tour, and I didn't want him to like walk with me everywhere. He kept coming to they want to like have you pay for something, but I finally convinced him to like kind of let me be, because I think he's like, what is she doing? And I didn't really need someone there watching me tap on everything. Okay, so he did manage to get a few facts in. He says that these are where coffins were laid in each of these places. I'm giving the wrong word for coffin, like the pharaohs, and I'm not going to try to pretend like I know exactly what he said, but generally speaking, that was what coffins were. You can see the different colours. There are kind of some reds and blacks. So that you can kind of hear some people behind me. If you hear closely, they're doing like tours for like a lot of people come see there, those people. They'll come in like tour buses and stuff and get a tour guide to show them through and tell them all the details, etc. So next you will walk through this passageway along this kind of wood ramp, and it will bring you up much closer to the Sphinx. There are usually, at least the times I've been here, there's quite a few people up here. But it opens up, you can see a pyramid there, and here's the Sphinx. So it's believed to be the body of a lion and the head of a king. It looks like they have some, I don't know if this is just a way to get to the back there, or if it's construction or what's going on there. I felt like this was there 2 years ago also there. So apparently in Greek, Sphinx means the strangler, and then in Arabic it's sort of translated to something like the terror. So there's a lot of I guess historians just kind of looking at the meaning of that, and then the reason it was placed there in front of these pyramids. There's possibly a secret chamber inside as well, inside the Sphinx. And you can see all the different homes there in Giza. It's just like desert, you know, just sand for days. So they've got like these gates around the Sphinx. It's interesting because like the Sphinx had, it felt like more protection than any of the pyramids did. A lot of locals will come and do horseback riding at the pyramids. this is just the area around the Sphinx. I couldn't actually touch the Sphinx. And as you exit the pyramids and the Sphinx area there, of course they've got all these nice little items you can purchase, tourists to take home, souvenirs. I thought I'd show you guys because it's kind of fun to see what's along here. I think that's alabaster. Lots of jewellery, bracelets, headscarves, some magnets, and they've got lots of like actual pyramids, like not actual, like little statues of pyramids that you can take home with lots of different designs, and each set has 3, small, medium and large. Here it looks like some bags. You can see some of the pyramids there on the bottom right. Different cups and plates and some kind of more costume outfits and lots of other items. So you guys, thank you so very much for watching this video. I hope that it was interesting and relaxing for you. So if you've made it to the end of the video, let's go ahead. I always ask you guys to put an emoji in the comments if you've gotten to the end and hear which emoji it is. So let's go with that little sloth that's like hanging from the branch. Okay, you guys, thank you again for everything. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all of your support with the channel. I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.